Dave Powers from Prime Lending. I'm excited to be launching my inaugural video, Get to Know Me, and my community series. There will be a series of videos where we get to know people and businesses that are interesting in the city of Rancho Cucamonga, California. Our inaugural video today features Dr. Bob Rothbard, Doctor of Optometry, Rancho Cucamonga Optometric Center, known to his patients and friends as Dr. Bob. So without further ado, let's get to know Dr. Bob. All right, we just made it to Dr. Bob's optometric office, so let's go inside and meet Dr. Bob. Hi, Dr. Bob.
Dave, how are you? Come on in.
Thank you for inviting us. I appreciate it.
So how are you today?
Hi, Mom.
Excuse me, Dave. Before the doctor can see you, you must fill out this form.
Oh, okay. All right.
Filling that stuff out?
This is typically what we really enjoy doing, but I get my wife to do that. So, thank you.
Have a seat.
All right.
So, what brings you to us today?
Well, I'm curious. You know, I've got great eyesight, and why do I need to have an exam?
Because I said so. No, actually, it's a good question. There are a number of things we can pick up during the eye exam. Actually, if you actually do need a prescription and your vision isn't quite as perfect as you think it is, which happens all the time. Also, we're checking for certain diseases of the eyes, such as glaucoma, such as macular degeneration, a host of other things that not only relate to the eye, but also relate to the brain. Okay. We've picked up a couple of tumors that were diagnosed by an eye examination.
Is that right? Wow.
Yeah, put this over your left eye.
Okay.
And can you read the letters?
With my glasses,
With
right?
your glasses. Yeah, I know darn well not to ask that line without your glasses. So
you know what? I can't. So it's good to come in and have, and how often do you suggest?
We usually recommend once a year. If there's diabetes, sometimes they're seen more often to make sure there isn't anything bleeding going on in the back of the eye that could occur. But generally once a year is a fairly good standard to have your eyes checked.
Well, that's great news, Dr. Bob.
That's pretty good. Cover the other eye, please.
OFLC3.
And that.
EYOZ is in there.
That's pretty good, but you realize that your left eye is better than your right eye?
Yeah. I have another question.
Sure.
I'm doing a lot more computer work, and what's the effect of computers and just, you know, visually looking at the screens all the time? Is there...
Yeah, it does. It varies depending on the person. Sometimes there's very little effect, but I tell you, there are people, especially young individuals, get out of high school, never did any close-up work, they get stuck in front of a monitor, and all of a sudden they go, God, my night vision isn't as good as it used to be. And also I'm starting to get headaches and fatigue and so forth, and it's just a sustained close-up work. Dry eye can help, or could occur. Why? Because of the fact that people just don't blink enough on the computer. And then we get into people who wear bifocals, the over 40 set and so forth. They have problems because their bifocal is set for right here. So when they look at the computer monitor, especially if they're working with a desktop instead of a laptop,
Yes.
they have to lean into it and go like this. So there's not only eye strain, but there's also neck and back and wrist strain.
Right, and I've seen people do that, yeah.
Right, so sometimes what we have to do is prescribe something separate for the people working on the computers, depending on their workstation. Some people look at the computer this close, and some of it look way back here. And it depends on the individual, as far as that's concerned. We have found, like I said, sometimes there's an increase in nearsightedness or blur at distance that occurs with it. Sometimes there's red eyes that occur with it because they're not blinking enough or just staring and so forth. The effects vary.
Okay.
So I'm going to have you take your glasses off and just show you where you are without the glasses for a second. Take a look out there.
Okay.
Have your left eye? Can you see anything?
No.
No. Can you see that thing?
No.
Can you see that?
No.
Can you see the chart?
Barely.
Cover the other eye. About the same?
About the same.
Okay.
And you know, with the new 3D TV technology that's coming out, is there some people that shouldn't watch those with the glasses and that type of thing, or it really doesn't matter?
Well, it really does, because I got news for you. If you have someone who doesn't have use of two eyes, or if their eyes are crossed, or if their eyes are divergent, they can't appreciate the depth
Okay.
of 3D because you need two eyes together. Some individuals will also get a headache, I would imagine, who struggle to keep their eyes locked in because you need two eyes generally to see 3D effect.
Okay.
As far as that's concerned. Can you see those? Is that better?
That's better.
Is that better or worse?
It's kind of blurry.
Better there, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So which is better? Choice 1 or 2?
1.
3 or 4?
4.
5 and 6.
6.
7 and 8.
7.
We got a little bit of what's called astigmatism. We'll go over that with you a little later. 1 and 2.
I'm just curious. What is one of your favorite stories that you've had,
well,
you know, with your business here, and that you could share?
Well, there's really two of them that jump into my mind. One was a lady who came in, and literally, when she tried to walk a straight line, she'd walk into walls.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It's almost like, did she have a little bit, maybe too much happy hour?
I think so, but this was after brain surgery, so not.
Yeah.
But what happened with this lady was, after she had the brain surgery, and I don't know if the surgeon I don't think he realized this, but she had what's called the right field hemianopsia. Now what the heck is that? If she were to cover this eye and look only out of this one, she'd see none of this field would come up. She saw only what was on the left side, nothing over here.
Wow.
Same thing with this eye.
Yeah.
She couldn't see anything over there, but everything over here, so she had no what's called right field, or half the field, or hemi. Half the field was gone.
Wow.
So what do? You can't restore the fibers that were cut. But what we did was we prescribed a lens that shifted the world over, called the prism, and that restored quite a bit of her ability to walk straight, read. She was able to drive. So this all turned out being really good because we basically changed the lifestyle. Good. And one more thing. And you can't see that too well, can you?
No.
But that's a whole lot better, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good. Right there's pretty good, isn't it?
It's fantastic.
Good. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that. So things are pretty good as far as that's concerned. Much more recently, that was several years ago, much more recently I had a patient who we referred because she had blurred vision and a headache. Well, everybody comes in here with blurred vision and a headache.
Yeah.
Well, quite a few patients, I might say. But there was something about it. One, I couldn't correct the vision in one of the eyes. Two, when I looked in there, there was something anomalous or wrong with the optic nerve. Then we did a peripheral vision test and noticed that in both eyes there was a defect. Now, when there's a defect with both eyes, it's not an eyeball problem generally, it's a problem with the brain. So we immediately referred her. She first saw the ophthalmologist on her plan, who's a medical doctor who specializes in disease of the eyes and possible surgery.
Yes.
But she saw him, or saw her I should say, and immediately referred it for imaging of the brain. And she really took charge to make sure that there was no delay on that. And as they were doing the last image, they discovered an aneurysm, which is an outpocketing of one of the blood vessels.
Oh,
and
my
the
gosh.
surgeon said, whoever your eye doctor is, hug him. Because basically, if this would have been 1 month later, you probably wouldn't have made it. In fact, she almost died on the operating table.
Oh my gosh.
So she wrote me a letter thanking me basically, with a little small token of appreciation, thank you for saving my life.
That's huge, Dr. Bob.
So, God, you know, it really feels good. And that had happened before one time, several years earlier. So these are the kind of things that we deal with.
Well, excellent.